Okay, so today I'm going to talk a few minutes about the ability to just be bad at something. So I'm coming up here right now, rolling up my sleeves. I'm going to do this video without even really preparing or thinking about what it is I'm going to say, because I'm just prepared to be really, really bad at something no matter how it turns out. But coming from the heart here, I think of this quote. The the burden of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again. I think I heard that from Steve Jobs, and I really, really like that, because when I was going for a run this morning, I was thinking about just really going back to the roots of when I started my running, which was about 4 years or so ago, and how far I've come. And this last week or so was a great achievement as far as like something that I've done and accomplished. But I think about all that pressure I put on myself to do that. And while that pressure was still good and it made me do that, what I really, really enjoyed is when I went for my first run today on Monday, about a little over a week later, feeling better, gave myself a week to kind of rest, was just remembering where it all came from. And it's not about these grand accomplishments or any of that. It is truly about loving that process. And I got to tell you, when I was running this morning, running my dog and just watching her just love it, I just remembered what it was like to be a beginner again. And I just felt really light. So it's interesting because I really want to set that next achievement that I'm going to do, next it's 100 miles. Look, I'm not saying that that's what I'm going to do or it's not what I'm going to do, but I am going to get back into the roots and feel that lightness of just staying a beginner and really being in that place and being okay with being bad at something and just being humble about it, because I don't need to show anybody anything. I'm doing this video because it helps me, get this out, be authentic. And I know that it connects with somebody else that's feeling exactly this way. You are good exactly as you are now. One of the post-its I put on my accountability mirror, the idea I got from David Goggins many years ago, where I told myself that I am enough how I am. All right. So, because I would always tell myself that I wasn't enough. And that's interesting because I went back through many, many years of my journal entries. I think it was back in 2014. I looked at my whole year worth of journal entries for the year. And I wanted to find what were the common things that I told myself. And the first thing, the thing that came up the most was that I'm not doing enough. That was my common worry. And if that was always my default, I really had to look on the opposite end of the spectrum and just say, you are enough how you are. Does that mean that I'm not going to give things my all and really try to, improve every day? Of course I'm going to continue to do that. But just in the moment, knowing that I'm enough the way I am, and if I'm okay with being bad, if I'm okay and truly humble, and I don't need to show anybody anything other than what I am at this very moment, then I'm making progress as a human. So that's kind of my off the cusp, what I got for today. Just be the best human you can be in the moment, and be okay with being bad. And the more you get comfortable with that, it's not about being good or bad. You cannot know what is good unless you've been bad. And you cannot know what is bad unless you've been good. Just remember that.